We're graduating! Isn't it exciting?
Yes, we made it! But I don't really know what I want to do next.
Did you know you can talk to the Education and Career Guidance Counselors in SP? Based on your personal needs and interests, they can help you make informed decisions and guide you on your next steps. These consultations are available for up to 3 years, so it's great for those enlisting in NS too. No matter which path you decide on, there are many career and further education webinars, talks, and workshops lined up for you to gain more insights and be well prepared.
What if I end up regretting my choices?
It's never too late for change. If you ever feel stuck in the future, the PACE Academy in SP supports reskilling and upscaling. They offer many programs and you might just discover a new passion there. For fresh graduates, they also have the Work Study program, which lets us further our learning while gaining work experience.
I don't know if I can count on myself to keep exploring for new opportunities.
Honestly, me too. But I recently found out that the alumni workshops and networking sessions are great for that. You should follow SPAN Alumni on social media for updates on upcoming events and even career or lifestyle tips. Best yet, stay connected by updating your particulars on the student or alumni portals and get your free alumni e-card on the SP mobile app for special perks. Venturing our next steps can feel exciting and daunting at the same time. But remember, SP is always here to journey with us, whenever.
Hello. Very good morning to all ladies and gentlemen, viewers online, joining us on our Singapore Polytechnic's Virtual Career Symposium 2022, where we bring journeying with you beyond SP. Yes, my name is Derek, and being an alumni of Singapore Polytechnic myself, I'm very delighted to be here as the MC for this series of webinars, which will last for the next 3 days. Yes, you'll be listening to my voice for the next 3 days. Now, some of you might be wondering, what do I expect from this event? Okay, I believe for those of you who are already in, you should know that you're in our session 1, okay, our Applied Sciences and Health Sciences webinar. So to break it down a little bit to you on today's agenda, first of all, we will kick off with our opening and welcome address by Mr. So Wai Wah, our Principal and CEO of Singapore Polytechnic, and Mr. Chia Fu Seong, Lead Alumni, CLS, Singapore Polytechnic. Now, followed up, okay, we will have a series of sharing sessions by industry partners who came on board, and this is going to be very interesting. 2 reasons, ladies and gentlemen, 2 reasons why you should listen to all of this sharing session. Number 1, all right, they will be sharing with you all of their experiences and highlights in their industry and company, which I believe it will be very insightful and knowledgeable for you guys to take home, okay, to consider if it's something that you want to do in the future as well. Reason number 2, okay, through this webinar, okay, this 2 hours webinar, we will have a couple of quizzes popping every now and then, okay, and these quizzes will be with regards to what our speakers have shared, all right, and if you get these quizzes right, you will stand a chance to win cash vouchers, okay, so keep your ears open, okay. These 2 reasons are the 2 main reasons why you should listen to all of our sharing session by these industry speakers. All right, afterwards, okay, we'll have a panel discussion, okay, by all of these speakers, as well as our moderator for that session, Mr. Chia Fu Seong. Again, this is the part, okay, where you can ask all of your questions that you have in mind for them to clear your doubts. If you are thinking, how can I ask these questions? Okay, I believe on the site that you're at now, okay, listening to me, watching this event, okay, if you're on full screen, just do me a favor, minimize the full screen. On the right side of your screen, I believe there's a little rectangle panel at this. It says something along the line of ask your questions here, okay, so you can just type in your questions right over there and we'll have our speakers to address them accordingly later on. All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I believe all of you are pumped up and excited for what's coming up this morning. Okay, so let us kick off our event, okay, by welcoming Mr. Chia Fu Seong, our lead alumni, CLS Singapore Polytechnic, for his welcome speech. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him.
Good morning, guest speakers, students, and colleagues. Welcome to our first session of Career Symposium on Career in Applied Sciences and Health Sciences sector. I am Dr. Charles Chia from the School of Chemical and Life Sciences, and I will be your moderator of this session. We will start with an opening remarks by Singapore Polytechnic Principal and CEO, Mr. So Wai Wah.
Industry speakers, alumni, graduating students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SP Virtual Career Symposium 2022. At SP, we prepare our students to be life ready, work ready, and world ready. When our students graduate, we do not just say goodbye, but also see you again. This is because we continue to support them as our alumni in providing them career guidance and equipping them with continuing education to be their partner in lifelong learning. This Career Symposium is an example of our continuous support to our students beyond their graduation. It seeks to provide our graduating students and alumni access to career advice. Our invited speakers come from various industry sectors. They are representatives from multinational corporations, small and medium enterprises, trade associations and chambers, and of course, government agencies. They will be able to share diverse perspectives and the various career pathways. I'm pleased to share that more than half of our invited speakers are SP alumni. SP is proud of their success that they have achieved in their careers. Their holistic experiences are a testament that SP graduates are well prepared for the workforce of the future and well equipped to contribute to the transformation of Singapore. They are inspiration for what all our alumni can become. I hope our graduating students and alumni will take this opportunity to explore the exciting prospects in each industry and exploit the opportunities that lie ahead. I would like also to thank all our industry speakers for taking time to be here to share their invaluable knowledge and insights at this Career Symposium. I wish graduating students and all alumni a fruitful time today. And beyond this symposium, I hope to see you all again at our various alumni and continuing education platforms. Thank you very much.
We have 5 guest speakers from different industries to give you some advice as a fresh graduate joining the workforce, and they will share some industrial insights with you. The 5 speakers are Mr. Lim Keng Leong from Infinium Singapore. Mr. Lim happened to be our alumni. He graduated from School of Chemical Life Sciences with a diploma in chemical engineering back in 2004. And next, Mr. Chew Chong Man from Singapore Manufacturing Federation. He is our alumni as well, and he graduated with a diploma in food science and technology 10 years ago, and he's from the class of 2012. And the third speaker is Miss Ko Lee Chin Angel. She's currently an R&D chemist from Calcode Dermal Lab. She's also our alumni. She graduated with a diploma in perfumery and cosmetic science back in 2013. And next up, we have Miss Vigneshwari. And Miss Vigneshwari is currently a clinical optometrist with adult and child eye clinic. And she's also our alumni. And she graduated with a diploma in optometry back in 2016. And lastly, we have Dr. Wang Sai, and she's a senior scientist from GenScript Biotech Singapore Private Limited. And now I'd like to call upon our first speaker for this morning session, Mr. Lim Keng Leong from Infinium Singapore. He is currently the Business Transformation Advisor. And this morning, he would like to share a topic on being a plant technical manager in a specialty chemical company. Mr. Lim, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Keng Leong, and happy to be given this opportunity to be able to speak with all of you. I'm currently working in Infinium, a joint venture between Exxon and Shell, and we are making mainly transportation additives. So today I'll be sharing the role of chemical engineers in a manufacturing environment of a specialty chemicals company, as well as the role of a plant technical manager. So maybe to start off with a bit about myself. So I graduated from Singapore Poly with a diploma in chemical engineering and went on to pursue a bachelor degree in chemical engineering from NUS. And after graduating, I joined A-Star as a research engineer in the area of semiconductor, making chips and wafer fabrications. And after a while, I realized that doing research and the subsequent PhD education isn't really what I'm looking for. So I went on to become a process engineer, doing design and commissioning work, mainly on separation technologies like distillation, liquid extractions, and evaporators. And this actually brought me to different places of the world. And along with that, a very rewarding opportunity to be able to see a design made on paper translate into a chemical plant that's constructed and commissioned. And it's common to encounter problems during commissioning, and through this, it is a good learning experience as we resolve these issues. And having done design work, construction, commissioning, I decided to have a wider exposure in the manufacturing environment, and that's when I joined Infinium. And in Infinium, I took on different roles, mainly in technical and operations department, and of course, including the role as the plant technical manager, before moving on to my current role, which is more business related. So to me, chemical engineers are very versatile. You can find them in different industries, and you can find them taking on different roles. Examples of some of the industries include like oil and gas, petrochem, plastics, pharmaceuticals, specialties chemicals, and even food and electronics. And manufacturing plants can also be set up differently. And for Infinium in particular, chemical engineers can be found mainly in the operations and technical departments. And I'll be focusing on technical departments where we refer them as process engineers. So as the plant technical manager, one of the responsibilities is to lead the process engineer group, which we also call them the contact engineers, as they are the point of contact for the unit they are in charge of. And in Infinium, the engineers, each of them takes care of an entire process chain, process train. So from the raw material all the way to the finished product. And that itself offers a unique learning experience because you'll be able to look at chemical reactions and physical operations as well. And as their name implies, contact engineers, they are the point of contact. They need to work with different people, different departments, and it includes colleagues within the plant, like the operations and maintenance and project teams, and also outside the plants, like the technologies and the planners. And an overview of the tasks that process engineers do include analyzing process trends, monitoring product quality, conducting troubleshooting alongside operations, and through understanding where are the opportunities for improvements, where are the challenges, where are the issues that the units are facing, they develop and execute what we call the unit action plan. And in essence, it is the various improvement and optimization initiatives. And it can cover a very wide area, including areas like safety, meeting regulatory requirements like safety case, energy management systems, capacity creep, trying to push the limit of our production, and energy and cost optimization, just to name a few. And this task will require the engineers to tap into the technical knowledge that they have picked up along the way in their education, as well as some of the soft skills like communications and teamwork. So one of the things that I shared when I hold interviews for process engineers is a manufacturing plant runs 24/7. So while our engineers work normal office hours and we try our best to make the production as smooth and as predictable as possible, there will be times where there will be process upsets and we have to respond outside office hours. And engineers are really not a desk-bound job. You need to put on your personal personal protective equipment like your overalls, your hard hat, your safety boots, and go out to the field to look at the units, to have an understanding and appreciation of what the unit operation is all about. And in Singapore, most of the chemical plants are also not very accessible. So these are some of the challenges that you might face and you might expect if you decided to take up this career path. So be prepared for that. And on this note, I would strongly encourage you to take up an internship so as to have a first-hand experience of working in a plant environment. So Infineon places safety as the top priority. So the plant technical manager looks after the management of change safety system, we call it MOC system, as the optimization and improvements typically results in a need for change. And in the plant environment, we follow MOC very closely, very strictly. Every change needs to be risk assessed and properly approved. So other than that, I'm responsible for stewarding and prioritizing the plant capital investment plan to support the various optimization and improvement initiatives. And as the lead for the process engineers, I provide technical advices to them, be it in their unit action plans or when they are doing their troubleshooting. And this sort of brings me to the next bucket of tasks, the more managerial part of it. And this would include like giving guidances on soft skills, like the way of working, who to approach for certain things, how to approach it, as well as prioritization of tasks, setting the direction, and the hiring and job movement between the engineers. So for us, the contact engineers are like the talent pipeline for the company. So there will be job movement, job rotation. And also to approve the training, both internal and external, just to name a few of the tasks that the technical manager does. And to me, a good technical manager would have to possess strong technical knowledge as well as good interpersonal and leadership skills. So he or she should be able to take a step back away from the details so he can have a look at the bigger picture to set the direction for the team, as well as to prioritize the resource to achieve the key deliverables. And on this note, I'm ending off with something personal on the reason why I've chosen this career. So as a person, I like to find out how things work and then apply that knowledge. So this career path sort of aligns with that interest. From a design commissioning engineer, where I have the chance to apply fundamental chemical knowledge that I picked up in school, like heat transfer, mass transfer, to seeing plants being really constructed and commissioned, and then moving on now to a manufacturing environment where the raw materials are processed into finished products. So this sort of, in a way, translates what I've learned in school into real practices and then into real-life applications. So I've come to the end of my sharing, and I hope this sharing gives you a glimpse of what's possible as a chemical or process engineer career path and generate interest in some of you to pursue this career path. And thank you for your attention. Looking forward to meeting you in the event itself.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. And next, I'd like to call for Mr. Chew Chong Man. He's currently the Assistant Manager with Singapore Manufacturing Federation. Mr. Chew is our alumni, and he graduated with a diploma in food science and technology. And he's here with us this morning to share with us his journey from graduation to work life. And he has some insights to share with us about Singapore's standardization program. So I'd like to call upon Mr. Chew.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So good day to all. My name is Chon Man. So I'm the Assistant Manager for the Food Standards. And I would like to thank SP for giving me the opportunity to do this career sharing. So let me share something about myself and what I do. I was from SP. I graduated with a diploma in food science and technology. The picture on the right is my graduating cohort in SP. So subsequently, I obtained my degree in food technology from SIT. I've been in the food industry in leadership areas such as quality assurance and regulatory compliance. So currently, I'm managing a team for standard development for the food industry. So before I share about what happened after I graduated from SP, I'd like to take this time to briefly explain what is standard all about. So standards are more than just SOP. It is a document that provides requirements, specification, guidelines that can be used consistently to ensure that products, processes, and services are fit for purpose. So there are 5 different types of standards, from code of practice to terminology, as seen from the slides. So under the National Standardization Program, if you see from the left, Enterprise Singapore as the national body, it administers the Singapore Standardized Program. It formulates the policies, strategies, programs, and procedures of the Singapore Standardization Program. And on the right, Enterprise Singapore appoints Singapore Standard Council to advise and assist Enterprise Singapore in implementing policies, strategies, programs, and procedure of the Singapore Standardization Program. So some 2,000 experts from various sectors, public and private, including healthcare, participated in Singapore Standardization Program through Enterprise Singapore appointed Industrial-led Standards Council. So if you see from the bottom left, the Food Standards Committee is managed by Singapore Manufacturing Federation. So if you see from the bottom, both industry and government agencies are involved in the National Standardization Program and subsequently develop standards that raise industry competitiveness and also fulfill the regulators' requirement. So national standards are developed by engaging stakeholders to identify strategic standards, set up committees and working groups to develop and review standards in a timely manner and promote awareness and adoption of standards among industry. So if you see from the right, stakeholders are made up of industries, association, consumers, government, professional bodies, and academia. So the objective and focus area of the Food Standards Committee is to actually spearhead Singapore as a pioneer leader in the provision of urban food solution and for local enterprise to stay economically resilient through standard development. And our focus areas includes the food products, the food production, food services, food processing and distribution, and food safety. Yeah, so just to give you an example, some of the ISO and Singapore standard they are placed from farm to fork, as seen in slides from left to right. So just to briefly name some of the standards, the ISO standards on prerequisite programs and Singapore standards on food storage, cold chain management, and food waste management. Yeah, so these are some of the food standards that has been developed, which includes the cold chain management, the urban farming, and also the guidelines on ready-to-eat fish. So there are also other standards that we do to safeguard the development of management, technologies, innovation, and supports the national initiatives, such as the Industrial Transformation Map, the 30 by 30 goal, and the 3 food basket. Yeah, so back to my poly days. So I had a very fun polytechnic life with a good mix of fun and work. So I had also very inspiring and approachable lecturer to seek advice in work and career. So I've included some pictures on the right, some of the lecturers that had taught me before, and probably you may know, which includes Mrs. Ethan Lee, Madam Lau, Dr. Jasmine Leong, Mr. Kwon Wee, Mr. Hui Keng, just to name a few. Yeah, so like any other polytechnic student, I took part in different camps. I also went OCIP to Cambodia, and it was led by Mr. Otiamet and Ms. Ng Suling. I also had the privilege to represent DFST to participate in a food packaging design thinking workshop at Indonesia with Craft Food Inc. Yeah, so like any other Singaporean male, I went through my national service. Everything was going well until halfway through my national service, I received notification that the university that I wanted to go will stop the program and not admit any more batches. So at that point of time, I had my thoughts. Should I study other courses, such as an NTU chemistry course, or study private U? But is this what I want? Or go overseas to study, but do I have the money? Or the other approach, like signing on, but we are like the career. So after much deliberation and speaking to the right people, I decided to work first and gain experience. Yeah, so I guess at that point of time, there were many thoughts that doesn't matter to me at this current moment. Some of the thoughts include, will I be slower than my peers? Can I earn as much as my peers? And even would there be a social stigma if I did not get into university? But I guess at the end of the day, taking a different route does not mean it is wrong. You can work for a lifetime after you graduate. There's no one-size-fits-all approach for career development, and everyone runs their race, and you don't have to be concerned with your friend's journey. At the end of the day, it's not about who becomes manager faster, but whether you lead a fulfilled and meaningful life and no one is racing with you. You compete with yourself. So at this point of time, I'm not saying that education is not important. If you have a university placing, then just go for it. If you do not have a university placing plan, there are available pathways for you, such as SG United program, Skills Future. And I understand there are advanced diploma, work study program that you can pursue as well. So always speak to your lecturers, look for mentors or career coaches, or seek career guidance from SP. So between education and experience, I think it's a very debatable topic. So to me, I think an ideal candidate encompasses both theoretical knowledge and practical understanding. So firstly, without the proper foundation of education, you may not be able to learn as much as you can in your experience. And without experience, that piece of certification of education would probably mean nothing. So only with a good balance of both education and experience are we able to show our employer how we can apply what we learn in classroom and to reality. So if I could, probably turn back time, I will share 5 career advices. So I think the first one is follow your passion. Just because everyone is doing does not mean you have to follow. Just because it take a longer route does not mean you should not try. So I think it's about doing something you like, and passion will always be your guiding direction and will guide you throughout your career. So passion will also provide the energy that will keep you motivated and excited as your career takes its natural turn. There are lots of jobs, within the food industry that you can consider. Just because everyone is doing a certain specialization does not mean that you have to do it as well. So ask yourself what you really want and whether do you see yourself enjoying the role. So align your soft skills, expertise, and ask yourself what are the roles that might interest you. So the next one is always have backup plans. Sometimes life doesn't give you what you want, not because you doesn't deserve it, but because you deserve more. So for example, I want to get into a certain company and do a certain role, but sometimes the job that I want may not be what I get. I think that's perfectly normal, but that doesn't mean that I should give up. So always have backup plans to find alternatives, such as similar roles and companies, and always be realistic with expectations. So the third one is be patient. A career is never a straight line. So expect setbacks. Everyone has them. It's about how you respond to them. Resilience is the most important trait that you can have, and use setbacks as a chance for you to grow. And whatever you do, don't become bitter or pessimistic, but always get back up and show the world that you will not be defeated. Be brave and take risks. So remake yourself to display confidence. And sometimes opportunities are rarely handed to you on a plate. So take the hard job, even if it's not a stretch for you. Even if you don't, some other people will. Take every job as an opportunity to learn and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be curious and don't just accept things. Ask questions, seek answers. Never stop trying to learn more. So the next one is always challenge yourself to learn and try new things. Getting out of your comfort zone allows you to teach yourself how to approach a task or routine and acquire new skills. So for example, someone who does not like public speaking enrolls in a public speaking certification course offered by their companies. So I think there are many successful people with and without degree, such as Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, a real-life example of college dropouts who have been successful entrepreneurs. So I personally believe that what can and will determine our success is our attitude in life. So remember, I think it's not the end of the world if you can't find a job or if you get retrenched. I think it is the end if you choose to give up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lim and Mr. Chu, for the insightful sharing. I think we have seen 2 different types of sharing. Mr. Lim was very, his content was more on the job scope, what you guys can expect. But for Mr. Chu himself, it's more of like enlightening you guys on your life, on how you guys should path yourself. And to be frank, I really agree a lot with Mr. Chu in terms of the things that he said, like the only person that you're competing with is yourself. Do not let your peers, some of your friends, they might have a head start, some of them are slower. It doesn't matter. The most important person in this journey is yourself. Okay, you are racing against yourself, so don't let other people affect you. All right, so we have already heard from 2 speakers, namely Mr. Lim and Mr. Chu. And like I mentioned earlier on, there are quizzes throughout this webinar. So here goes question number 1. Okay, let's take a look at the question. Whip out your mobile phones, ladies and gentlemen. Scan the QR code on the screen right now. Question number 1. There are more than 330 local biomedical companies and over 60 biomedical MNCs in Singapore. Is this statement true or is it false? Okay, just scan this QR code for you to answer. Remember, if you get it right, you stand a chance to win cash vouchers. Okay, so hurry up, whip out your mobile phone, scan the QR code and answer this question. Once again, there are more than 330 local biomedical companies and over 60 biomedical MNCs in Singapore. Is this statement true or false? Okay, if you do not know, we can ask this friend whom we all know. Okay, you can ask Mr. G. Okay, if you get it, you can go and ask Mr. G if this question, if this statement is right or is it wrong. Okay, a couple of more minutes for you guys to answer this question. Probably give you guys 1 to 2 more minutes to answer. So if you have troubles trying to scan this QR code for any reason, you can just log on onto the URL that's written right under the QR code. Okay, just log on to any web browser that you prefer. Type in the URL. Okay, and from there you can answer the question as well. Okay, 1 more minute for you guys to go. Hopefully you guys get the correct answer. And yes, okay, I hope you guys have already answered our question number 1. I wish you all the best in getting it right. Okay, right now, myself, I'm very excited for the following speakers to come on up and share. Okay, I hope you are feeling the same as me. Okay, so before I introduce the other speakers, let me hand the stage over once again to Mr. Chia for his introduction. Mr. Chia, please.
The speaker for this morning, we have Ms. Ko Lee Chin Angel. And Ms. Ko is currently an R&D chemist with Calcutta Dermal Lab. She's our alumni, class of 2013, and she graduated with a diploma in perfumery and cosmetic science. And the topic that she'd like to share with us this morning is my learning and challenges faced. I'd like to call upon Ms. Ko. Ms. Ko, please.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Angel, graduated from Diploma in Perfumery and Cosmetic Science in 2013. After graduations, I have worked for P&G and Coty, and now for an OEM company, Cellcode Dermal Lab, as an R&D chemist, specializing in skincare and hair care formulation. Cellcode Dermal Lab is an OEM, original equipment manufacturer company led by a group of skincare veterans which help clients to envision and create their own skincare brand while providing a one-stop solution from R&D such as raw material sourcing and product creation, to branding, to packaging, to production, to delivery. We cater not only to aesthetic doctors, facial salons, but also to online entrepreneurs too. After graduating from Diploma in Perfumery and Cosmetic Science, I was probably like some of the graduates who aren't sure if this is the industry I am definitely going for. However, I was encouraged by our SP lecturers to take on the training programs which was offered by P&G and EDB at that point of time. Lucky enough, I was accepted by P&G. And it was through the training I found my passion in this industry. I was intrigued by how each ingredient can impact on the product structure and efficacy. I was intrigued by how the different making processes and equipment used can actually affect the product as well. I also get very excited when I see the product slowly becoming the cream as the blender stirs. All this started my journey as a formulation chemist. Over the years, there were many technology breakthroughs that helped us better understand our skin, which led to new innovations of raw materials and products that help increase the penetration and efficacy of the ingredients in our skin. The cosmetic world has been saturated with many new products, and consumers are overwhelmed with choices that they do not know which is best suited for them or to begin with, but yet hoping that there could be something that can resolve their skin issues. Cosmetic industry has been surviving well through the pandemic, as personal care is a daily necessity. Even though there are a few setbacks such as a global price increase, we have seen increase in consumers embarking on their own skincare line, and also consumers who are into having personalized skincare to treat their own problems. It has also been interesting to see how the cosmetic trends changes from time to time. In the recent years, the cosmetic industry has been trending towards, in terms of ingredients, 1. Natural and vegan, where raw materials are sourced naturally or plant without going through chemical processes. 2. Clean beauty, free from harmful chemicals such as carcinogens, endocrine disruptor. 3. Skin microbiome friendly, which involves probiotics, and postbiotics, which helps resolve several skin issues such as acne, skin, and eczema. And 4. Sustainability, whether natural raw materials are produced from renewable sources, which would not have a negative impact on the environment and human health. And then we have, in terms of products, which is trending towards 1. Skin minimalism, which is to simplify skincare regimen with lesser skincare steps. Hence, the increase in multifunctional skincare or all-in-one product, which highly benefits those who are rushing for time or who does not like to have too many products on their skin. 2. Skin glow, to have healthy, radiant skin. There are more products targeting on free radicals or urban stress, which aids in blemishes, pigmentations, and aging problems. Products such as vitamin C products, which is very popular right now, mandelic acid products, which give glow while gently exfoliate skin, providing oil control and brightening efficacy. And 3. Sensitive or eczema skin, which is a very common issue in the younger generations now, which give rise in the dermal care products in the current market. So having in this trade for about 8 to 9 years, I would really thank SP for offering BPCS, which provide me with a basic knowledge to start off my formulation career, and also my mentors who guided me along the way to make me who and where I am today. I must say that formulations can't be 100% learned through books or lectures. It really takes a lot of experience and trial and error to slowly understand what works and what don't. To understand what type of products or efficacy will I achieve if I were to combine several of these specific ingredients together. Formulations do not consist of only writing your own recipe. It also includes the making processes used, its product quality, product stability, and efficacy. All these are very critical aspects, and as a whole, it makes a creation of one successful product. I wouldn't say that it's an easy path, but you get lots of fun, freedom, and opportunity in experimenting your own formula. And when one day this product launches with positive feedback, you will be very happy and proud to claim that it's your creation. And hence, my sincere advices are 1. To keep an open mind, to not fear for any chances or obstacle coming your way, and seize them as a learning opportunity for you to grow and armor yourself with more valuable knowledge. Even if it is not something that you want to do, take it up as a challenge, for it could be a piece of extra knowledge you may need it in the future. 2. Take ownership. Take charge and follow through your projects, which helps you to gain more skills such as troubleshooting and communication skills. 3. Expand your connection. Expand your connections and ask when you need help. You may get some earnest advices and help with more resources you have. And 4. Having confidence in yourself. Trust that you can achieve something great. Follow your instinct. Everyone can make their own unique product. Even if you failed this time, try again. It's the failure that brings you a step forward to success, and it's not every time I succeed too. And of course, graduating with a diploma in perfumery and cosmetic science doesn't mean you have to take on a formulation career path. Neither does it mean that you can't be in cosmetic industry if you doesn't have one. There are many other career options in the industry that one can explore as long as they have the passion. So for 1, quality control. 2, sales, which could be retail sales, raw material supplier, or skincare sales. 3, teaching. 4, entrepreneur, which you can start your own skincare line or being a raw material distributor. 5, regulatory. 6, process engineer. 7, consumer testing, such as sensory testing, technical measurements to understand product texture and efficacy. So for example, maybe a coniometer to understand the hydration efficacy of a product. And lastly, 8, marketing, to understand the current market trend, which is very important for the industry to know what could be upcoming next. So I hope my sharing helps to prep you into the working industry and have a better idea on your future pathway. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. And the fourth speaker for this morning session, we have Miss Vigneshwari. Miss Vigneshwari is currently a clinical optometrist with adult and child eye clinic. Now, Miss Vigneshwari is our alumni. She graduated from our school with a diploma in optometry back in 2016. And she's here with us this morning to share on how SP has helped her to be where she is today. So, Miss Vigneshwari.
Hi everyone, my name is Vicky. I graduated from SP in 2016. I finished my degree in University of Manchester in 2018. Currently, I'm working in Adult and Child Eye Clinic in Mount Elizabeth Novena Hospital. It's a private eye clinic. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your graduation. Despite the COVID situation, you all have successfully managed to make this commendable first step in your adulthood lah. There's also going to be a lot of ups and downs. So gonna come that, so you don't forget to focus on your goal and drive towards it. Okay, the question you all have in mind might be whether DOPT has prepared you for the optometry industry. The answer is yes. And is there a lot more to learn in the years to come? And the answer is also yes. You all have strong foundation and academically and practically. You had great teachers who have great expertise in optometries to train you all throughout the 3 years of SP. You all also have been trained in a great facility such as SPOC, like our practical labs with a lot of equipment, and you all also have been through a lot of a good internship programs where you all have a slight exposure on the real world. So based on this, now what you all have to do is adapt, apply, and improvise. In terms of the optometry industry, we are pretty versatile. You can be part of the retail optometry community. You can join a clinic. There are also hospital optometries. You can also be part of the corporate industry, which does a lot more on marketing. You also can be involved in the education sector if it's possible. In terms of specializing in optometry, you also can do that. We do have industries. In example, we have like so optometrists who specialize in contact lenses, auto-K, low vision specialists, those who are interested in myopia management. When you pick a place to work, y'all can, if y'all have certain interests, you can pick a company that is specializes or in that area. So whichever company y'all want to join, y'all can do it based on your interest lah. Okay, in terms of your job hunt, don't keep your eggs in one basket. Same thing applies to your job hunt as well. Try to apply for a few jobs and see what each job has to offer you, and research about it before you accepting it lah. Be it research through your friends or like seniors or your teachers before you apply, or you can even visit the shop itself before you apply lah. The next thing that you all face is pre-registration. Is a 2-year-long journey. You can finish it in 9 months if you can, but it's maximum 2 years lah. There's basically 6 categories that you have to 6 categories, which are out of 5, you have to do 10 cases. The 6 categories will be contact lens complication, glaucoma, binocular vision, and anterior and posterior cases. So based on this, you have to write 10 cases. This can be a bit tough, but once you start writing your cases, you'll get used to it. Tackling problems in the outside world, it's normal for you to make mistakes when you're working, especially when you just started working. If you get a scolding, never mind, you learn from it. And the important thing is to learn from the mistakes. You also don't be afraid to ask questions about the stuff you don't know. You can ask your seniors for help. Don't keep it to yourself and work unsurely. also stay connected through like for example the SP alumni is a good way to meet people and also discuss about topics. So I hope this talk has been has enlightened you a bit on the real working world. Uh, Again, congratulations on your graduation in diploma. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ashwan. And lastly, I'd like to call upon Dr. Wang Sai. Dr. Wang Sai is currently a senior scientist with GenScript Biotech Singapore Private Limited. And she'd like to share a topic on interesting facts about antibodies and a review of antibody production pipeline in GenScript. So Dr. Wang Sai, please.
So my presentation today has 4 parts. First, I will give a brief introduction on myself. Then I will give an overview of GenScript, followed by the newly opened Singapore site. Last but not least, I will share some information on career opportunities in GenScript. So currently, I'm working in GenScript Singapore site as a senior scientist in the protein production department. As for my education, I graduated from NTU with a PhD in structural and molecular biology. And my PhD project was done in Prof. Large Nolan-Skills lab, researching on the dynamic macromolecular structures of a chromatin, which is a complex organization of genetic information. After my graduation, I continued to work on the field of chromatin in the same lab for another 2 years. And with growing interest in medical research, after completion of chromatin project, I moved on to the Emerging Infectious Diseases Department in Duke US Medical School to study dengue virus and research on dengue therapeutics. So GenScript Biotech was founded in New Jersey, US, in the United States in 2002 and listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2015. So here is an overview of the company. So GenScript Biotech's business operations span over 100 countries and regions worldwide, with legal entities located in the US, mainland China, Japan, Hong Kong, the Netherlands, Ireland, and Singapore. And in addition, GenScript Biotech owns a number of intellectual property rights, including over 160 patents and over 600 pending patent applications and great numbers of trade secrets. As of June last year, GenScript had more than 4,600 employees globally, and about 40% of them hold master's or PhD degrees. GenScript Biotech is the world's leading technology and service provider of life science R&D and manufacture. Built upon its solid gene synthesis technology, GenScript Biotech is divided into 4 major platforms, including the life science service and product platform, and the biologics contract development and manufacturing organization, CDMO platform, and the industrial synthesis biological product platform, and the global cell therapy platform. So driven by the mission of making people and nature healthier through biotechnology, GenScript strives to become the most trustworthy biotech company in the world. GenScript provides products and services to over 100,000 customers. As of June last year, GenScript Biotech services and products have been cited by 64,700 peer-reviewed journal articles worldwide. So earlier last month, GenScript Biotech Corporation announced the opening of Singapore facility for the highly automated protein and gene preparation services with 15 million investment. And the new manufacturing facility occupies over 30,000 square feet at Solaris at Kallang Building. So supported by the Singapore's Economic Development Board, the Singapore site will serve as Singapore's Asia Pacific headquarters supporting over other business units in the areas of cell and gene therapy and vaccine development in the Asia Pacific region, while complementing the current production site in the United States and mainland China. With the opening of the facility, we expect to create close to 100 jobs in the R&D production and supply chain fields in Singapore. And potential career opportunities include scientists, lab technicians, logistics specialists, and other commercial and supporting positions. So listed here are the positions that we are actively hiring. So we are open to research interns, quality control specialists, protein expression and purification researchers, and lab technicians of molecular biology. So we have designed a stepwise training plan for our new staff. So during the onboarding training, you will get familiar with the company, understanding the company culture, and moving on to the practical training, you will get comprehensive trainings from both our internal supervisors and external application scientists. And during the internship, you will be expecting fast growth through guided practices. And last but not least, you will also get guidance on your graduation thesis. And also, we provide a GenScript exclusive scholarship. So here is the welfare for our full-time employee. We offer good salary package, including fixed monthly salary, bonuses, allowance, and some optional rewards. In addition, we also provided transportation and communication subsidy, as well as medical insurance and annual leave. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your time. And if you want to know more about GenScript, here is the website. And on the website, you can also find a learning center, which I strongly recommend you guys to take a look, from where you can learn the training techniques like CRISPR, the next generation gene sequencing, and antibody production. Thank you.
All right, again, that was the sharing from Ms. Koo Lee Ching Angel, Ms. T. Vignaswari, and Dr. Wang Sai. Okay, and I think I noticed a little bit of similarity between Ms. Koo and Ms. Vignaswari's sharing. They shared something similar. You know, they mentioned first of all, I would say, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay, and that failure is the first step to success. Okay, so if you meet any setbacks in this path that you are going to go on after your graduation or even now, don't worry about it. Okay, don't be taken aback. Okay, don't give up. Okay, that is just the start of your journey. All right. Okay, and I believe earlier on today I mentioned that we are gonna have a panel discussion with all of our speakers, and this session is moderated by Mr. Chia. Okay, so if you are wondering how do I submit in my question, okay, once again, towards the right side of your screen, there should be a little rectangle panel that says ask your question here, something along that line. So you can type in your questions right now because our panel discussion will be happening right after this. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, it is quiz time again. Okay, so similarly, take out your mobile phones and scan the QR code on the screen right now, okay, so that you can answer question number 2. So here goes. Singapore is equipped with world-class capabilities in which areas? A, manufacturing, B, innovation, C, research, or is it D, all of the above? Okay, whichever answer you think is the right one, just click on it, submit the answer via the QR code or the URL link that is under the QR code if you have troubles trying to scan it. If you do not know the answer, okay, let me just share a little bit. Yeah, personally for me, okay, let's say last time when I was still in school, okay, when I take questions like this and I don't know, right, normally I will go for all of the above lah. Okay, that's just for me. Okay, not too sure about you. Okay, for me, I would choose all of the above. Not too sure about you. Yeah. Okay, so if you know the right answer, key it in. If you do not know, see which one you want to go for. All right, and of course, once again, another reminder that getting the questions right will allow you to stand a chance to win cash vouchers. Okay, for those of you who have just joined us. Okay, if you do not know, by participating in these quizzes, you will stand a chance to win cash vouchers. So hurry up, scan the QR code, enter in the URL, and answer this question. Once again, Singapore is equipped with world-class capabilities in which areas? A, manufacturing, B, innovation, C, research, or is it D, all of the above? Okay, so quickly answer your key in your answers right now, okay, and we will take a look at it. We'll find out who the winners are, and yes, you stand a chance to win cash vouchers. Okay, last 30 seconds for you guys to answer the question. Meanwhile, okay, do stay tuned as well, because right after this quiz section, like I've mentioned, we'll have our panel discussion and our Q&A segment with all of the speakers whom we have heard before, okay, as well as our moderator, Mr. Chia Fu Xiong. Okay, so if you have questions, once again, please key in into this Slido platform, which is located on the right side of your screen, so that we can answer all of your doubts and all of your questions, enlighten you, and bring you new knowledge and information. All right. Okay, and I hope you guys have already answered the questions. And right now, okay, I would like to hand the stage over to all of our speakers and our moderator, Mr. Chia, for the panel discussion. Speakers, please.
Thank you, Derek. Right, we shall start our panel discussion, and I can see that we have a stream of questions streaming in. Perhaps we shall start with the first question that asks about building a sustainable future. Perhaps I would like to call upon Mr. Lim Keng Leong to take on this question, where it asks, how is that relevant to your industry, and what advice do you have for our audiences when it comes to one's readiness? Keng Leong.
Hi all. First of all, heartfelt congratulations to you for reaching these milestones on graduating from Singapore Poly. So on this question on sustainability, I think sustainability is like a mega trend that will change industries. They will change the way we work. And while I'm not an expert on sustainability, it's close to what I'm doing now as part of business transformation. So as I shared earlier, Infinium makes transportation additives, and we supply lubricants to the internal combustion engines, which is the engines that you see in the cars on the road now. And that makes up a significant portion of business. And with sustainability, I think you're all aware of the big push in decarbonization, in electrification. So currently, we are embarking on this business transformation and to try to diversify from IEC, internal combustion engine applications, to new markets, new segments. And where will this exactly lead us to? I don't know. But one thing for sure is that we need to continue to learn. We need to continue to adapt to changes. And bring this a bit closer to what we are doing in the role of process engineers in specialty chemical company or manufacturing. One way to support sustainability is through our optimization exercises, which I mentioned, the unit action plans. So to be more efficient in the way we use energy, be more efficient in the way we use water, and also reduction of waste. So Singapore, I think we are now getting more focused on energy and water conservation. You might have heard of the energy management systems that's coming online or going to come online. And there are different courses to equip you with the knowledge as qualified energy or water managers. And I think Singapore Poly offers some of these good courses. So if you're interested, you can go for these courses. And if your interest is in this area, you can further pursue with for example, the ISO standards 14001, which deals with environmental management. And if your interest and that's the career you want to pursue, you might want to consider taking up a degree in environmental engineering as well. So I hope I answered the questions, and back to you, Charles.
Thank you, Keng Leong. I certainly agree, right? The need, to get oneself current, on the type of technologies, right, in place, and building a sustainable future is very important to us and our next generation. In fact, SP, we have a range of courses, right, for your consideration and to be part of this journey in building Singapore a greener city. Right. We have the next question coming up, and that addressed to Chongman. And this question asks, what do you feel, all right, are the important skill set a future food engineer or technologist should possess? Choman?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Chia. So I always consider myself as a food technologist by career. So I think when this question is being posed to me, I think the hard skills are, I'll talk about hard skills and soft skills. The hard skills that as a food engineer, food technologist, I think you need to have understanding of basic principles of engineering, math and science, and also understanding of food chemistry, microbiome, food processing, operation, and engineering designs. Yeah. So and also soft skills like in terms of teamwork and all, because all these things are very essential and all. Yeah. So I think there are also all these skill sets are also encompassed within other job sectors within the food industries. Yeah. So but more critically, right, I just want to say that I still remember my first day of university. My professor told me, when you purchase a phone, what's the percentage that you are, in terms of function, out of 10 functions, how many functions will you actively use? Probably less than 3. So when it comes to a degree, out of 100%, how many percentage will you actually tap onto it? Yeah. So I think my point is academic hard skill is one thing, but I think the soft skill is something that goes way beyond what is necessary in terms for a career. And I also like to take this opportunity to also let my juniors know that there are lots of jobs that you can explore within the food sectors, not just food engineering and food technologies. There are also other jobs, like sensory or data analytics. Yeah. So I think it's also a good time to also for students who are not certain about their career direction to take on jobs opportunities, contract jobs, to at least get themselves immersed into the kind of different expectation and rule. And at the end of the day, to be very versatile so that when it comes to new challenges, new jobs opportunity, you can actually take on them readily. Yep. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Choman. Now, we have other questions coming in as well. And the next question I'd like to ask, and that is on digital transformation of workplace. Now, this is one of the current hot topics in town, and I'd like to have Dr. Wang Sai to comment on this. And that is, do you see the need for individual to get ready for this transformation in your industry?
Hi, thank you, Charles, for the question. So, well, ever since 2019, so the SARS-CoV-2, the pandemic has possibly forever changed the way we work. So working remotely is on the trend now. And well, the benefit is that we got more bonding time with our families and friends, and some of us even improved cooking skills. And most importantly, I think, so due to less transportation, we contributed to the aspiration to reduce the carbon footprint. Well, these are the good sides. So, well, working remotely requires us to I think collaboration is the key. So it's always important, and it has become increasingly important in a digital workplace setup as companies are becoming more global and complex. And we are looking for effective communication among different functional teams. So you are expected to be more flexible to react to the more flexible working time. So often you need to participate in a meeting late at night or early in the morning for the consideration of your customers or your collaborators' time zone. So this is on the one hand. On the other hand, we are also digitalizing the work process in the lab. So every step of the production steps is recorded in the online data management system. So each of the sample, be it the gene template, the cell culture, the protein under purification or under QC, they all has their own QR codes. So they are all traceable. So this requires us to quickly adapt to this new work environment. And also due to the setup of the automation systems, you are also required to gain a bit of coding knowledges. And well, this requires so since this is a very fast changing and developing working environment, so we need people to be a faster learner and deep learner and adaptable to changes every day. So thank you. Back to you, Charles.
Thank you, Dr. Wang Sai, for your insightful sharing. I suppose Chongman got something to share as well, as far as digital plan in food manufacturing.
Yeah, so thanks. Hey, thanks, Mr. Chia. So I'd like to share some insights about the food manufacturing, about this digital plan. So aligned to the food manufacturing industry transformation map, also known as ITM, there is also this food manufacturing industry digital plan, also known as IDP. So is to actually support the SME to go digital program and to make digital simple for the SMEs. Yeah, so I'll just briefly share about what are some kinds of roadmap for the manufacturing industry. It comes in 3 stages. Is to actually prep the industry to be ready for the digital economy growing, and for the SME to actually flourish in their business. So I also think that this is also an opportunity for our graduates to explore, because I think COVID has actually accelerated the need for digital work. So I think some of the new, I wouldn't say new jobs, but some of the jobs involving digitals, like the data analytics for workplace, assurance through a practical approach using safer food through rapid technology, and all these. There are also digital roadmap on trainings for our employees, to be ready for the digital economy and for them to grow as well. Yeah, so I think probably the one of the standards that I'm developing now is on food safety for e-commerce. I think we are leaping into the brick and mortar framework and moving into the internet space. So I think this is some of the efforts, in line with the industrial transformation for the food manufacturing industry. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chia.
Thank you, Chongman. All right, the next question that I would like to put up will be, I think it was directed towards King Leong. And the question asked is, do you foresee chemical engineers need to be equipped with more knowledge and skills pertaining to energy management, or just say management audit?
Maybe to this question, I can share a bit on what Infinium has done. So as I mentioned, NEA is going to roll out the energy management system, or is rolling out the energy management system. And part of it is doing energy audits. So it links back to the question, energy audit, energy management. And what Infinium does is we engage consultants to help us run the audit itself. But that said, the auditors that we employ are from external. They don't really know our process. So it helps that our process engineers know a bit of background on energy management, energy audits, so they can share the process side of the story with the auditors, and together they can come up with initiative or opportunities for improvement. So that's what Infinium has done. And going forward, I think companies will need to nominate energy managers. These are per regulation requirements. So if your interest is in this area, I will encourage you to maybe speak to the company that you'll be joining, that you're interested in taking up this role, and you can pursue the courses that's offered to them to become a qualified energy manager. Yeah, back to you, Charles.
Thank you, King Leong. Right, the next question in which I'd like to direct to will be to Angel, because we have someone ask, what are the university or career options for students who have just graduated from DPCS?
Okay. for those who graduated from the PCS, in terms of university options, I think for Singapore, because there's not really any degree in cosmetic science. So if you are pursuing for local studies, then of course I think chemistry will be the best option. Otherwise, maybe you can look into maybe marketing or maybe business if you are interested in doing your own business. Marketing is also very important for our cosmetic industry because we need to understand the trends and all, and also because I think globally everyone is shifting to digital online sales. So it is a skill set that we definitely would need in the very near future, so that a lot of sales or marketing or even business will be online. Apart from uni, I mean, we can also go for online courses, such as I think one that I've enrolled in actually is School of Personal Science by Miss Belinda Carls. It is a very comprehensive course for people who really want to pursue more on formulation. Otherwise, I think as per what I have shared in my sharing is that actually formulations really can't really learn through books or studies. So actually, I personally wouldn't think university for the PCS is really 100% you need to go for. It's really a lot on experience. It's really a lot on the technical skill set. And then for career wise, I think because cosmetic industry for a position for formulation chemist is quite a niche area, it may not be quite easy to get in. So I would advise that DPCS graduates can go for something more general, like maybe a lab technician or maybe a junior chemist, whereby they can start off in a lab to learn all the different equipments, the different processes, and learning the different raw material function, because this is a much more important knowledge that you need to have that helps you in your formulation career. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Angel. Right. Okay, the next question in which I'd like to ask, and that goes to Vicky. And the question asked is, what is the current outlook in terms of employment opportunities for diploma holders in your industry? Do you have any word of advice for our audiences?
Hi, thank you for the question. In terms of job opportunities in optometry industry, it's pretty high as long as there's an aging population in Singapore and there's a myopic increase among children in Singapore. So as long as people have eye conditions, optometrists are very important to pick up all these diseases. We are the primary eye care practitioners, so we are in charge of picking up all these diseases. So as long as eye condition exists, optometrists are really needed amongst in Singapore.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Vicky, for your sharing. Now, the next question, in which I think this is a burning question that was sent earlier on, and I need Dr. Wang Sai to answer this question, and that is, does GenScript welcome fresh diploma holders?
Hey, Charles, thank you for the question. Yeah. Well, the answer is yes, of course. Singapore is a new site for GenScript, and so there are only Singapore is the third production site, except mainland China and the United States. So we have both a gene department for gene synthesis as well as protein production department. So we are currently actively recruiting and welcome to new staff here. And we have openings for diploma holders. We have openings for quality control specialists who with a background in chemistry, biochemistry, or organic chemistry, or even like a food science. And we also have openings for protein expression purification researchers for candidates with backgrounds in like general biology, biochemistry, cell biology, etc. And we also have opening for the molecular biology side. So for the gene department, so we are looking for lab technicians, and even for those that are not graduates yet, we have internship openings actually. So you're welcome to explore what's going on here, so in the lab or in the office. And some advices for those who are like looking forward to join GenScript. So since we are more like a lab-based working environment, so during the interview, so what we are looking for is that you have a sort of like relevant experiences during your either during your course or during your internship. So and we want to see that you have interest in like some practical experiments and learning science, in like digging into the back of the basic knowledge of the certain experiments. Yeah. Okay. I hope I answer your questions.
Certainly, Dr. Wang. Yeah, thank you. Now, we have quite a lot of questions coming up. And the next question, I will need Chongman's help. And this question is about, do you think Singapore is near the destination to have alternative proteins produced and consumed at large scale? If not, what is the runway we are looking at?
Okay, so before that, before I go into the question, I just want to say that this is actually a trending topic in our standard development. We are working very closely with regulators, industries, and to come up with a standard for this. So alternative protein can come in various forms. It could be plant-based food, beverage, or even novel food like insect, cell-based. And just to also let everybody know that Singapore is the first country to have a regulated regulation on cell-based food. And this actually put limelight for Singapore to be on the world map. Okay, so I think probably in the near destination, we are already seeing things, alternative protein being produced, plant-based especially. And I think even through the commercials, you can actually see the word plant-based being used. But however, I just want to caution that the word plant-based is actually used very loosely. There's no terminology for this yet. Every country differs a lot in terms of regulations, in terms of standards. And just to let you all know that for alternative protein at large scale, it is quite costly. And I think there's lots of R&D work being done to actually bring down the cost to be economical for the mass. And there are also a lot of initiatives, education initiatives for the public to know that alternative protein are something for them to explore. So, for example, in the recent campaign by Good Meat, they actually have a collaboration with the local hawkers to let the members to try on cell-based food. Yeah, so I think alternative protein is trending because of the global needs. There are sustainability involved because people just want to less killing, reduce the carbon print. So I would say that for standard development and for regulations, we don't want to move too fast. We don't want to set a direction because all these things that we are doing will kill innovations from happenings. So if you are aware from the alternative proteins, there are lots of developments, lots of innovations. So by setting a regulation and by setting a standards, we are killing innovations from happening. So this is some of the insights that I can share for alternative protein. Yep.
Thank you, Chongman, for your sharing on alternative protein. And this is certainly one of the hot topics in town, besides digital transformation, building a sustainable future, which also related to alternative protein. So, I mean, we all play our part in ensuring our next generation, a place to live in. Yeah, this is very important.
And also, just to let you know, the different agencies are also looking into this matter as well. So, yes, we'll keep you updated. I mean, this kind of documents when it's gazetted and published.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Right. I got the next question that direct to Vicky, and the question asks, how receptive are the employers for their optometrists to pursue further studies, such as a degree or even higher or postgraduate studies? So, do you have any comment on this?
Thank you for the question again. In terms of further studies, I think employers do look into it. Having a degree can give you a edge over a diploma holder. But that being said, diploma in optometry is actually pretty specialized. So it's good enough in the Singapore optometry industry lah. So degree is basically whether you want to pursue a more in-depth knowledge in optometry. So one of the reasons why I took my degree is because I just wanted to learn more, and I went overseas to do my degree. So over there, the optometry industry is different. So pursuing a degree can give you a little bit of edge in terms of knowledge and practical skills lah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. I have the next question that I would like to open up to the 5 speakers. So this is a very general question where it asks, what would be your advice for those students or graduates who are still unsure about their career pathway? So for this, I open up to the 5 of you. Do you have any advice to those who has yet to make up their mind, which career path they should take? I mean, in particular, those who are fresh from school, or shall I say, maybe they just graduated from SP, in less than 3 years, perhaps. So, what sort of advice would you give to them?
Hey, Charles.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I can share some of my points. So, I think so now the students for so many years of studying in the school. So actually, do you really know the real world? So that's the question. So if you don't know about the real world, then you don't know which kind of career you are actually interested in or enjoy the career. And I think first thing you need to spend your time to explore as much as possible. So you step out from your school, from your classroom, and so you join, you can apply for internship or apply for some attachment programs from the company or from some universities. And this is a very good way to interact with those people who have already spent many years in a certain career. So you talk with them and you listen to their experiences. And I mean, as long as you try different opportunities and different roles, and then you will eventually know which career pathway you are really into. So that's my advice. Thank you.
Thank you. And what about the rest of the panelists? Do you have your input, on this question?
Yeah, so probably I'd like to also chip in as well. Yeah, because after I graduated from my university, I told myself I wanted to try different jobs within the food industry. I think in terms of academia, we are always taught that there's only a few categories of jobs within the food industry. There's QA, R&D, and that's it. So when I graduated, I wanted to explore different kind of jobs within the food industries. So I think there are, like likewise for my other classmates, we took on contract roles, we took on short jobs, just for us to get immersed, into the different kind of jobs experience, whether is it during our university days or shortly after our graduation, so that at least we know these are some of the different things that we will face, or there are different types of relatable jobs within the food industries. Yeah, so and I think so add-ons to the our experience as well. Yes, and I think that it's also a good time to explore into different company nature, whether it's SME startups or even MNCs, to actually get yourself a feel what you really want, what is your passion. And I think at the end of the day, it's really other than passion, is also to align your soft skills to the job, so that you will really enjoy what you are doing. And yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Do it while you're young, right?
Yep.
Explore,
And also
right?
to mention that you have a lifetime after you graduate from uni. So there's no, and career development is a journey. It's not a sprint. So yeah, take this time to explore yourself.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, that's a very good point, to our so-called students, especially those who are younger. They have, the time and opportunities out there for them to try out, and never be afraid to learn new skills, of course, and to take on challenges. I think these are very important points, for our young people. Now, next, I have a question that also concern about job, all right? And this question asks, what are the new challenges to look for a job amid the COVID-19 disruption? Yeah. So, do you have any comment on this? What are the new challenges when it comes to job, job search? Amid this COVID-19, this pandemic. Do you have that in the industry? Do you see that, or it does not affect your industry at all?
So maybe let me share what happened during the pandemic, and we're trying to bring on board new engineers. So we were hiring new engineers during the pandemic, and one of the challenges that we faced is things that used to be easy last time when we have face-to-face is no longer that easy. Starting right from the onboarding, getting the laptop to the colleague. So we cannot come into the plant. Yeah, the office is closed. How do you get the laptop to the person to onboard him? So what we resort to is using courier system to send the laptop to the person's home. So, and from then on, different challenges come from the working relationship. So we build working relationship by working face-to-face with people. And that relationship and the rapport will help you in your work and further beyond your work as well. So with the pandemic, we cut down a lot on our social gathering and social activities, and that sort of prevents immersing new colleagues into the company culture. That sort of creates a barrier in introducing new colleagues to the environment, to the culture, and to the other colleagues who are working there. So these are the challenges that we see when we try to bring on board new colleagues. And a learning from that is we really have to be innovative. Like, for example, during pandemic, the Zoom, Teams, they really gained a lot of development and uptakes. So we sort of use that to bridge. And so I think going forward, as we move from current stage to maybe more endemic, hopefully we'll be able to get back into the office, get back into the plants where we see people face to face. And yeah, back to you, Charles.
Okay, thank you, King Leong. Perhaps we have time for one last question, and that I have to direct to Chon Man. Chon Man, the question asked is, how can we equip food manufacturing SMEs to be more ready to invest in energy efficient solutions to reduce energy, all right? The spending on energy in their manufacturing process?
Okay, so I probably won't deep dive into what are the different ways, but I just want to also take this time to also share that standards, adopting standards could be one of the way to be more energy efficient. So actually one of our recent standard that we launched is called this SS668, the cold chain management. And one of your lecturers, I think Mr. Ting Heng Luan, is also one of the working group members. So we also work with the different cold stores in Singapore. So they actually adopted this cold chain management that we did, and they actually reported that they actually achieved cold room temperature consistency 100% of the time and 0% food wastage. Yeah, so there is they also, so with actually more precise temperature control monitored by technology, they are able to meet the bring down the food wastage, and they have a 0% freezer and chiller breakdown as compared to 10% in the past. So the cold chain efficiency and the productivity is also improved in a way in the long run. So standards, all in all, standards are good practices that that anyone can actually follow them. So that is also one of the many ways, to reduce the energy efficient. On the part on how can the be more ready to invest, right? I think the Enterprise Singapore has lots of initiatives that you all can tap on to them. So do reach out to them. And yep, that's something about it.
Okay. Thank you, Chongman. Derek, can I ask you, can we squeeze in one more question?
Yes, I believe we do have time for one more question. So please go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yep. Now, this question I would need Dr. Wang Sai's attention. All right. Because one of the audiences asked, what is the job prospect of diploma graduates in your company if they choose to work first before embarking on part-time degree? Maybe Dr. Wang Sai would like to address this question. I think you're muted.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the question. Well, I think it's a very good choice actually. So before doing or choosing which subject you are going to study for a degree, so it's good to do some exploration and experience how the actual working environment is. So and also you will know whether you actually or really like the subject or not. So I think this is very important for the student per se. And also we provide such opportunities, so you will get a full training from both outside and inside, like externally or internally. So because we have purchased different equipments from different companies, outside companies, and then we have trainings from their specialists or scientists, and they come into our company and they conduct the training. And also during the routine maintenance, you can also talk with them and understand what actually they are doing in their companies. So working in our company, you not only get experiences from our company, you also get to know the trend within the whole industry. So yeah, it's a very good choice.
Okay,
yeah,
right. All right, thank you, Dr. Wang Sai. I'm afraid that should be the last question. But before we had the session, before I hand the time back to Derek, I'd like to make an appeal to all the speakers from each one of you, your word of advice, all right, to our audiences, in particular those our students, our fresh graduates. So I just need a word from you. A sentence from you of coming from a perspective of career guidance. All right. So maybe I'd like to start with King Leong. Do you have a word of advice, for our students and graduates who are here this morning?
Yep. So in the current world, it's moving very fast. So a word of advice is really to keep your mind open, to pursue a lifelong learning, to continuously learn and upgrade your skills, so you can stay relevant. Yep. All the best.
All right. Thank you, King Leong. And Chongman?
think one quote that has impacted me throughout my life is it does not matter how long. I'll say, yeah, keep your mind open and just know that career development is a journey and not a sprint. Yeah. It does not matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop.
Okay, thank you, Chongman. And Angel?
I think my advice would be mindset and your learning attitude is very, very, very important. As long as you have a good mindset and good learning attitude, it can bring you anywhere and everywhere. Because it will brings you a lot of many valuable things that you will achieve further in your life. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Angel. And Vicky?
My advice would be to follow your passion in whatever you do. So if you follow your passion, then you will like what you do lah. So your career is something that you will continue for on like in many years to come. So just follow whatever passion you have.
All right, thank you, Vicky. And finally, Dr. Wang.
I will see, well, first, I'm so envied that you are so young. So you have so many years ahead and you have tons of opportunities to try to even feel. Well, actually failure is just a relative word. So it's just how you see about how you look at it. So keep trying and keep looking out, like keep an open-minded and keep learning. So yeah.
Okay, as a moderator, my closing remark for this session, of course, I would say thank you very much to our speakers this morning. And of course, I do agree with them. Keep learning, all right? Follow your dreams and passion. Have an open mind, take on challenges. Even I myself, all right, my learning doesn't stop, all right, at the age of 25, all right? I'm still learning new technologies, all right, in order to stay relevant and not out of place. And SP, all right, we do have a range of courses that might cater your needs at work, all right? So please check it out through our PACE website and find out what sort of courses that might be relevant to your needs, okay? Sorry, I think there's a intermittent, sorry, yeah. So, okay, so that's all for this morning, okay? So thank you very much once again, speakers and audiences. Thank you for your patience. I'm afraid that I have to hand the time back to Derek, and I can't possibly have all the questions answered. I hope that the content of the sharing we had this morning will be helpful to you and as a very good takeaway, okay? So back to you, Derek.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chia, and thanks so much to all of our speakers. And I believe for our viewers online, at the end, I think it was really nice for all of them to give a word of advice for all of you. That are, you still don't know what career path to join. Just a little recap. Okay, I believe Mr. King Long mentioned you have to keep your mind open and pursue lifelong journey, continue to learn and to upgrade your skill. Okay, and for Mr. Chu, right, his word of advice is, career development is a journey, not a sprint. And I like this sentence a lot, this quote, I love it. It doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. All right, and for Miss Angel, she mentioned that mindset and learning attitude is very, very important because you gain valuable life lessons and skill sets from there on, no matter where you go. All right, and for Miss Vigaswari, she mentioned follow your passion. Okay, I believe so, because if your passion becomes a career, your job will not be mundane. Going to work is not something that you will dread. You will be happy to go to work every day because it's something that you love. Okay, and for Dr. Wang Sai, she mentioned, okay, you have a long journey in front of you. It's okay to fail, it's about how you look at it. So stay positive and keep trying. Okay, so these words of advice, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys will keep it in mind. Okay, so once again, okay, I would like to extend our thanks and our gratitude to all of our speakers, Mr. Lim Keng Leong, Mr. Chiu Chun Man, Miss Koli Ching Angel, Miss T Vingaswari, and Dr. Wang Sai for joining us and sharing your experiences, okay, and advices to all of our viewers online here today. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're still with me, here comes quiz number 3. Okay, so remember, you have participated in 2 quizzes earlier on, and right now we have our last quiz question of the day. Remember, there's cash vouchers to be won. All right, so question number 3, here we go. Okay, there is an increasing demand for what in the applied sciences and health sciences sector? A, is it specialist and technical skills? B, is it specialist skills and fresh talent? C, is it technical skills and fresh talent? Or is it D, fresh talent? Okay, so basically A, B, C, D, it's a combination of all the answers, okay, mix and match. Yeah. So if you're just wondering how do you participate in the quiz again, okay, there's a QR code on the screen, so please scan the QR code, okay, or just key in the URL and answer this question that we have for you. Once again, prizes are to be won. Okay, there is an increasing demand for what in the applied sciences and health sciences sector? A, specialist and technical skills. B, specialist skills and fresh talent. C, technical skills and fresh talent, or is it D, fresh talent? Which do you think is the correct answer? Just hit the answer in the QR code right now. All right, couple of more minutes for you guys to go, probably another 1 or 2 minutes for you guys to answer the question. Yes, I hope you guys have answered the question number 3 of our quiz correctly. All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our session 1 webinar for our applied sciences and health sciences. But before you go, everybody, before you go, do me a favor, a last thing for you guys to do for me. Okay, right now we have a feedback form for you guys to fill in. Okay, so similarly, okay, please access the feedback form right over here. Okay, if you have participated in our quiz earlier on and you're not really confident in your answer, okay, don't worry. Why? Because by participating in this feedback form, you stand a chance to win cash vouchers as well. Okay, so please do join us in this feedback form. Okay, that will be screened really shortly right over here. Okay, let us know of your honest feedback, okay, on how we can improve this event, on how we can improve the different kind of elements, okay, so that we can bring a better event of such to you in the future. Okay, so right here, scan the QR code, write in your honest feedback, or you can key in the URL right over there as well. Okay, so once again, okay, you have cash vouchers, stand a chance to win cash vouchers. So please join us in this feedback form. Okay, and for those of you who have participated in our quiz already, I wish you the best of luck because yes, prizes are to be won as well. Okay, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have really come to the end of this event. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so early in the morning for our SP Virtual Career Symposium 2022, where we bring journeying with you beyond SP. Once again, my name is Derek. Thank you, and of course, there is a session 2 coming up later on in the afternoon. So if you want to, you can join us in the afternoon and, listen out to more industry partners as well. And for now, stay safe. Goodbye.